Today, we're taking you to the Emerald Cave, one of South Thailand's most unique natural wonders. Forget the 4-island tour, this is how to truly experience Thailand's Emerald Cave without the crowds. But this trip has some hidden challenges most people won't tell you about, and by the end, you'll know how to experience this place peacefully and safely. The Emerald Cave is located on the west side of Koh Mook Island in Trong province. Most people choose to visit on tours from Krabi or Koh Lanta. But by staying on Koh Mook itself, you can avoid the tour groups and go on your own time, meaning you'll catch the cave at its quietest. The Emerald Cave Lagoon can only be accessed by sea, and the boat ride from Koh Mook Pier takes just 20 minutes. Compare this with a group tour from Koh Lanta, a 7 to 9 hour excursion with up to 60 people on board. It's likely that there will be other groups on the site at the same time. Group tours generally arrive at a set time every day, but with a private tour, you can choose the best time to visit. This means balancing your timing between the tide schedule and not arriving at the same time as the tour groups. We were told that low tide is the best time to go. This is different every day and the cave cannot be accessed during high tide, so timing is crucial. Check this when you book. Locals on the island may suggest that you can kayak to the Emerald Cave from Koh Mook. It's about 30 to 40 minutes depending on tides, but be warned. Entering the cave solo is not for beginners and definitely don't go by yourself. The last thing you want to do is come out of the cave to find that your kayak has drifted away. We don't recommend it at all. Our trip on this day started quite late due to the tide timings, around 4 p.m, with a peaceful tour around the island and, in our case, no other people on board. You could, of course, split between another couple and save even more money, so stick around because you'll be surprised at how much this trip cost us. You can see the small entrance here. Honestly, it does not look that inviting from the outside. We also had pretty choppy waves that day, making it more of a challenge, as you'll see later on. Legend has it that this cave was once a hideout for the pirates who hid their precious looted fortunes here. Against most normal instincts, we jumped in and headed towards that hole in the rock, kind of stupidly without our fins on, and it was not the easiest swimming conditions, so we mostly pulled ourselves along the rope. But the rope only takes you to the mouth of the cave. From there, you're on your own. As you get into the cave, it gets very dark and it can be disorientating. Choppy water can also make it a bit challenging, but that's half of the fun. Going through with no large groups of people makes for a pretty epic experience. Even knowing that hundreds of people visit here every day, having it to yourself feels like you're the first people to ever explore this place. At 80 metres long, it's about a 5-minute swim in deep water. You can't see the other side as you need to swim around a corner, so be aware that your feet won't touch the floor at any point until you get through to the actual lagoon. And you'll have to watch your head if the water's high. We're used to guiding dives and snorkel trips, so we're pretty confident in the ocean and only wore snorkels and masks, but no life jackets. We would strongly recommend you wear the life jacket. It's always wise to be careful in these remote locations. There's no easy way back to the mainland from here until you get back on the boat. From our experience, this place is recommended for confident swimmers only. Thankfully, we had some pretty powerful underwater lights with us. It's pretty cool to see it like this. As you turn the corner, sunlight streams into the cave. The water shallows, you can finally stand up, and the cave opens out into a lagoon. It's certainly surreal. Surrounded by lush green trees, the sounds of nature, no one else here. Sunlight filters in and it's quiet. You're in a sinkhole in the middle of the jungle. The only way in and out is through that cave. It feels as though all sound has been absorbed in here. Well, we are the only people here, and it feels weird to speak at full volume because everything is so quiet. The only downside of being the only people here? The bugs had no one else to hassle. I can't hear them, I can't see them. Being on a private trip, there's no rush to leave. Although it was getting late at this point and we weren't too confident about the choppy conditions for getting back. The magic really lights up the water as you leave the cave. It could be down to the sunlight coming from the west at this time of the day, but this is where you find out how the Emerald Cave got its name. It's quite a swim back when you have no fins on and the conditions are rough. When coming with group tours, you might find that you're having to swim even further past rows of other boats to get to yours. The private tours include an extra snorkel stop. But we declined today because of the conditions and the time. And we're glad we did. You'll soon see why. Depending on the time, your trip might also include a sunset stop at Charlie Beach with some fresh fruit. But the waves were extremely choppy on this day, making it less relaxing. It's a rocky sunset at sea for us tonight.
So the Emerald Cave was exciting, adventurous. Yeah, I can definitely see why some inexperienced like snorkelers, swimmers would get freaked out there. It was really choppy on the way into the cave. It's dark in there because you're in a cave. See, you can see that it's choppy. Look, that boat guy's going to end up in the water in a sec.
Get out of the way. He's having a time of it.
Having to fight the waves. We're supposed to be on a relaxing sunset.
Back, I think.
Relaxing sunset trip to Charlie Beach.
But thankfully, we're not that far out at sea. Stuff was flying all over the place. We suffered a couple of minor casualties. But the boat driver didn't seem to be making any moves, so we signalled to get out of there and had a bit of a white knuckle ride going back. On a small Longtail, it wasn't ideal. The boat driver was doing all the work by himself and was clearly having a bit of a bad day. It does serve as a gentle reminder that even on short, easy trips like this, it's always wise to check the conditions before going and to always respect the ocean. So now for the cost. Our private boat, including the perfect timing, no crowds, optional extra snorkel spots, and a sunset with fruit, only cost 1,000 baht. We think it made it all the more magical being able to experience this place with no crowds. You'll find that most tour places on Koh Mook offer a private boat option. We booked ours through our accommodation at Mook Bonchu Hotel. If you're thinking of doing this, we've got a full How to Get to Koh Mook guide linked below. We hope this has been helpful and we'll see you in the next video where we'll be showing you our full 5 days in Koh Mook, so don't forget to like and subscribe.